Are you someone who finds it easier to be alone than in a crowd? Does the thought of social gatherings or interacting with others leave you feeling drained, uncomfortable, or disconnected? If you're nodding your head, you're not alone. In a world that often celebrates extroversion and the value of social connections, it's easy to feel like there's something wrong with you when you prefer your own company. But the truth is, there are many valid reasons why you might not want to be around people. And recognizing and understanding these reasons is the first step in empowering yourself to live a life that works for you, rather than one that is dictated by societal expectations. The purpose of this discussion is simple: to explore why you might not like to be around people and how you can navigate this reality in a way that enhances your life, instead of feeling ashamed or frustrated by it. This is not about forcing you to change who you are or to push you into uncomfortable situations. Instead, this is about understanding yourself better, embracing your unique qualities, and creating a lifestyle that supports your emotional, mental, and social well-being. As we go through this, we will dive into 5 key reasons why you may feel the way you do, along with practical advice on how to approach these challenges. We'll talk about how your personal experiences and struggles play a role in this, and how to navigate the complexity of relationships, whether personal or professional, while staying true to who you are. Let's dive in. The reasons you find yourself avoiding people may not be what you expect. In fact, they are often deeply tied to personal experiences, mental health, or even the pressures of modern life. It's important to approach these feelings with empathy for yourself. They don't make you weak or broken, they make you human. One of the primary reasons many people find themselves avoiding social situations or withdrawing from others is simply that they feel overwhelmed by social interactions. The constant chatter, the pressure to engage, and the unspoken expectations can leave you emotionally drained. It's easy to forget that social interactions, no matter how casual, require energy. For some, this can be exhausting, especially if you already have a lot on your plate. If you've ever felt completely worn out after a social gathering, even one that you thought you'd enjoy, it's likely because your social battery simply ran out. And when it does, there's no shame in needing to recharge. Another reason you might find yourself retreating from others is that social environments sometimes feel uncomfortable or even unsafe. This could be because of past experiences like feeling judged, rejected, or misunderstood, or simply because you have a sensitive nature. People often carry emotional scars from past interactions, and they shape how we view future ones. If you've been hurt or betrayed by others in the past, it's natural to be cautious about letting people in again. These feelings aren't something you should ignore. They need to be addressed with compassion. Healing from past hurts is an ongoing journey, and it's okay to take the time you need. A third reason for withdrawing might be that you simply don't share common interests or values with the people around you. In a world where social media and the need for constant connection seem to dominate, it can be easy to feel alienated from others. The conversations around you may not resonate with your values, leaving you feeling disconnected or misunderstood. Perhaps you feel like you're always putting on a mask or pretending to fit in, when in reality, you'd rather be doing something else entirely. When this happens, the most empowering thing you can do is step back and find spaces where you can be your authentic self. Embrace those moments where you don't have to perform, but can simply be. A fourth factor could be mental health struggles like anxiety or depression, which often makes socializing feel unbearable. Social anxiety, for example, is incredibly common and can manifest as a fear of judgment, self-consciousness, or the pressure of managing expectations. If you're already battling internal struggles, the idea of adding more stress from socializing can feel like too much to bear. It's essential to recognize that this isn't something you should face alone. Seeking support, whether it's therapy, self-care routines, or confiding in a trusted friend, can be powerful in helping you overcome the paralyzing effects of anxiety. Lastly, there's the issue of overstimulation. We live in a world where the constant barrage of information, noise, and sensory overload is almost impossible to escape. You may not realize it, but sometimes, simply being around others, especially in large groups, can contribute to feelings of overwhelm. This overstimulation can drain your mental and emotional resources, making you retreat into solitude as a way to restore your balance. If these reasons are left unaddressed, they can have serious consequences. Ignoring your need for solitude can lead to burnout, emotional exhaustion, and a breakdown of your mental health. Over time, this emotional strain can take a toll on your self-esteem and overall happiness. You may begin to feel like you're failing at being normal or social, which can make you feel even more isolated. But here's the thing, these challenges don't define you. There is a way forward, and it starts with understanding yourself and making intentional choices that align with your true needs. You don't need to force yourself into situations that aren't serving you. Instead, you can develop strategies that allow you to balance social interactions with your need for downtime, all while respecting your emotional and mental limits. So, how do you overcome these feelings of being overwhelmed by socializing? The key is shifting your mindset. Start by recognizing that it's okay to need alone time. It's okay to say no to social engagements that don't feel right for you. In fact, honoring your boundaries is an essential part of living a healthy and fulfilling life. Understand that choosing solitude does not mean you're avoiding people or rejecting them. It means you're making a conscious decision to take care of yourself. One of the first actionable steps to take is to set clear boundaries. Know your limits and communicate them with others. You don't have to explain yourself in detail, but letting people know that you need space is not only empowering but also a sign of healthy self-awareness. Be gentle with yourself. If you feel anxious about saying no, start small. Practice setting boundaries with people you trust and gradually extend that practice to other situations. This will build your confidence and reduce the pressure to overextend yourself. Next, prioritize quality over quantity in your social connections. Instead of trying to maintain a large circle of acquaintances or pushing yourself to attend every event, focus on building deeper, more meaningful relationships with people who genuinely understand and respect your boundaries. It's better to have a small group of people who uplift you and share your values than to be surrounded by people who drain you. Another important aspect of overcoming this challenge is to reframe your mindset around socializing. Instead of viewing social interactions as something you have to do, begin to see them as an opportunity to connect in ways that feel authentic to you. Perhaps that means seeking out smaller gatherings, engaging in deeper conversations, or finding ways to interact that don't require you to be on all the time. Remember, it's not about eliminating social contact altogether, but rather finding balance. When you do choose to engage, do it in a way that feels true to who you are and honors your need for peace and solitude. Allow yourself to enjoy these moments without judgment. It's also essential to develop a strong sense of self-worth that isn't tied to your social status or external validation. Being alone doesn't mean you're inadequate. It means you value your own company and are confident in who you are. The more you embrace this, the more you'll feel empowered to navigate the world on your own terms. As you take these steps, It's normal to encounter obstacles along the way. You might feel guilty about needing space, or you may face external pressures from friends, family, or colleagues who don't understand your preferences. But keep this in mind: no one else knows your inner world like you do. Trust yourself and your feelings. Push past doubts by reminding yourself that taking care of your mental and emotional well-being is not only acceptable, it's necessary. The more you practice self-compassion and self-awareness, the easier it will become to navigate the challenges that come with socializing. And as you continue to take small steps toward honoring your needs, you'll find that the people who truly respect and care for you will understand. Take inspiration from others who have embraced a similar journey. There are countless people who have found fulfillment by honoring their need for solitude, cultivating meaningful relationships, and setting clear boundaries. These individuals have learned that you don't have to be surrounded by people to feel connected, valued, and successful. As you move forward, remember that progress doesn't happen overnight. It's a continuous process, and there will be times when you slip back into old habits or face new challenges. But that's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, even if it's one small step at a time. Long-term growth happens when you consistently take action, no matter how small. Set realistic goals for yourself. Celebrate each success, no matter how minor it may seem, and allow yourself the grace to learn and grow. Burnout is a real concern, so remember to always prioritize self-care. Create time for rest, relaxation, and activities that help you recharge. In conclusion, the fact that you prefer solitude or find socializing difficult is nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply part of who you are. This is a key truth that needs to be embraced fully. There's a tendency in our society to view extroversion, the desire and ability to connect easily with others, as the ideal. We are taught from an early age that being social, outgoing, and constantly engaged with people is a sign of success, happiness, and well-being. As a result, people who feel more comfortable in solitude or struggle with social interactions often feel like they are doing it wrong. They might feel like they are missing something, or that their way of being isn't good enough. But the reality is that there's nothing inherently wrong with preferring to be alone or struggling with social interactions. In fact, recognizing that this is simply a part of who you are, your personal makeup, can be a profound step towards self-acceptance. It doesn't make you less valuable, less worthy of connection, or less capable of having meaningful relationships. It simply means that your needs, in terms of social engagement, might differ from those of others, and that's okay. It doesn't diminish your ability to build connections or live a fulfilling life. The key to navigating this aspect of your life lies in understanding yourself deeply. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth and emotional health. The more you understand your own preferences, needs, and limitations, the more equipped you will be to create a lifestyle that supports your well-being. Understanding why you feel the way you do, and acknowledging that it's a valid response to the world around you, helps you begin to craft an approach to life that aligns with your personal truth. By recognizing that solitude and introspection are natural parts of who you are, you can shift away from any feelings of guilt or inadequacy. Instead of viewing your preference for being alone as something to be fixed or changed, you can begin to accept it as a positive aspect of your identity. Solitude allows for deep reflection, creativity, personal growth, and self-discovery. It enables you to reconnect with your true self, separate from external pressures or expectations. This deep understanding can be the foundation of a life that is rich with meaning, authenticity, and peace. Setting boundaries is an essential step in this process. Many people who struggle with socializing or who need more alone time often do so because they haven't learned how to establish healthy boundaries. Setting boundaries means giving yourself permission to say no when you need to. It means being able to recognize when you've reached your limit and choosing to honor that. Boundaries could look like turning down social invitations when you know you need rest, or having open conversations with friends or family about your need for quiet time. Boundaries also allow you to manage the demands of others in a way that doesn't compromise your peace or well-being. It's not about cutting people out of your life, but rather making sure you're only engaging in ways that are supportive and nourishing to you. In practice, boundaries will look different for everyone. You might need time alone after work to decompress, or you might prefer smaller gatherings over large parties. The key is to not feel obligated to follow the crowd or meet expectations that don't align with your needs. It's about understanding that your needs matter just as much as anyone else's, and taking the steps necessary to create a life that reflects that understanding. Setting boundaries can feel intimidating at first, especially if you're not used to asserting your needs. But over time, it becomes easier and more natural. The more you honor your boundaries, the more you will strengthen your sense of self-respect and inner peace. Creating a lifestyle that reflects your true needs involves intentional choices. It means carving out time and space for activities that nourish you, whether that's pursuing hobbies you enjoy, engaging in personal reflection, or simply taking time to rest. It also means surrounding yourself with people who understand and respect your preferences. If you prefer a quiet night at home over a loud party, that's perfectly fine. If you find that you connect with a smaller circle of friends rather than a large social group, embrace that. Your life doesn't need to look like anyone else's in order to be fulfilling. In fact, when you live authentically, you're more likely to attract the people and experiences that align with who you truly are. The ability to control your social interactions is a powerful tool. It's about making conscious choices that prioritize your emotional and mental health. While we don't have full control over every aspect of life, we do have the ability to decide when and how we engage with others. This control empowers you to live on your terms, rather than being at the mercy of social expectations or obligations that drain your energy. You don't have to feel pressured into attending every gathering or engaging in conversations that don't add value to your life. By taking control of your social engagements, you can create a balance that feels right for you, one that doesn't require you to sacrifice your peace in order to fit in. Living a life that feels more authentic, fulfilling, and peaceful is entirely within your reach. You can create a lifestyle that is aligned with your needs, one that nurtures your sense of self while still allowing for meaningful connections with others. It's important to understand that you don't have to follow the path that society lays out for you. Instead, you can forge your own path, one where solitude and socialization coexist in a way that enhances your life rather than diminishes it. By embracing your need for solitude, setting boundaries, and being mindful about the way you engage with the world, you can craft a life that is authentic to who you are. Peace and fulfillment are not found in meeting external expectations, but in listening to your inner voice and honoring your own needs. So, step into the life that works best for you, and know that there is nothing wrong with creating a life that embraces who you are, whether that means spending more time alone or engaging with others on your own terms. Your peace and happiness matter, and you have the power to shape your life in a way that supports that. Now, take a deep breath and commit to one small action today. Maybe it's saying no to an invitation, or reaching out to someone you trust to talk about your needs. Whatever it is, know that you are in control. You have the strength to embrace your unique journey and to live a life that nourishes you. Keep going, your peace and well-being are worth it.